このビデオは一般的な情報のみを扱っています。このビデオだけで行動しないようによろしくお願いします。今日はトロントで移民弁護士をしているジェシカ・ユアン先生からフェデラルスキルドワーカーとフェデラルスキルドトレードについてのお話をお伺いしてみましょう。
Konnichiwa, minasan. My name is Jessica Yuan. I'm a lawyer in Toronto, and thank you so much for having me on the show to answer your questions about the Federal Skilled Worker and Federal Skilled Trades Program.
はい。では、最初の質問です。First question。前にフェデラルスキルドワーカーについて説明したときに違うポイントシステムがあると言っていましたが、どのように異なりますか？
So, to qualify for the Federal Skilled Program, applicants are assessed based on their age, education, work experience, whether or not they have a job offer, language, and adaptability. So, they get points for each of these categories, and they have to get a minimum of 67 points out of 100 in order to qualify for the program. Only those people who get at least 67 points can move on to create an express entry profile. But don't be fooled, because in reality, the express entry system still allows you to bypass and create a profile even though you don't qualify. It'll send a warning message to you. So it'll make you feel like you can, but ultimately, once you hit the submit button, you may automatically get a refusal just based on the fact that you didn't meet the minimum points requirement. Another thing to keep in mind is just because you have 67 points to qualify yourself for the Federal Skilled Worker Program doesn't automatically mean that you have enough points to be invited to apply for PR through express entry. So only the highest ranking candidates from the pool will be selected at each draw. And the only way to find out what points you will get is to use the CRS tool beforehand to give you an idea of what your points would look like in the express entry pool.
はい。ありがとうございます。では、2番目の質問です。Second question。誰がフェデラルスキルドワーカーに申請できますか？
So anyone with at least 1 year of continuous full-time foreign work experience may be eligible to apply for the program. The two key words here are continuous and foreign work. So unlike the Canadian experience class, where you can combine multiple work experiences to make up a total of 1 year or 2 years if you're working part-time, your work experience for federal skilled worker can't be broken. So you can't work at one job for 6 months, then take 2 months off or 4 months, and then continue with another job for another 6 months to make a combined total of 1 year. The work has to be gained continuously from start to finish in a 12-month period if you're working full-time, or 2 years if you're working part-time. Second, the work has to be must have been gained from outside of Canada. So this isn't work experience from Canada. It is work experience from outside of Canada. However, unlike the CEC program, self-employed and paid student work experience may count as work experience, but it has to be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So it's best to consult with a professional before or after making a profile.
ありがとうございます。では、3番目の質問です。Third question。カナダで生活経験のない人でもフェデラルスキルドワーカーを申請できますか？ LMIA は必要ですか？
So this program was designed specifically for people who have never lived or worked in Canada, but have acquired at least 1 year of continuous full-time work. LMA is not required, but having a job offer can definitely help boost your points.
ありがとうございます。では、4番目の質問です。Fourth question。フェデラルスキルドワーカーとトレードは何が違いますか？誰がスキルドトレードを申請できますか？
The Federal Skilled Trades Program was designed for skilled workers with trade experience. So these are people who are certified to work in the skilled trade. The occupations that fall under the skilled trades category include the following NOC codes. So we have Group 72, Group 73, Group 82, Group 92, Group 632, and Group 633. Most, if not all of these jobs are either provincially or federally regulated. So this means that you need to be licensed by the province or Canada to legally work in this field. For other categories, the licensing may not be required, but there may be an apprenticeship component instead. So for example, NOC 7271, which is for carpenters, in order to be trade certified, a carpenter would have to complete a 3 to 4 year apprenticeship program. If the carpenter is working in Quebec, then that carpenter has to be licensed. It's not voluntary, it's mandatory. So this is the big difference between this Express Entry program and the others.
ありがとうございます。では、5番目の質問です。Fifth question. フェデラルスキルドトレードも違うポイントシステムがありますか？
No, so there's no separate, unlike the Federal Skilled Worker Program, there's no separate point system. You're purely assessed based on the skilled work experience, education, language, as well as proof of funds. So you're basically using the CRS point system, and there's no other point system.
ありがとうございます。では、6番目の質問です。Sixth question. カナダで生活経験のない人でもフェデラルスキルドトレーズを申請できますか？ LMIA は必要ですか？
No, so you have to be in Canada and you have to have gained the work experience in Canada. But LMIA is not required. However, it could definitely help boost your points.
ありがとうございます。では、最後の質問です。Last question. フェデラルスキルドワーカーとフェデラルスキルドトレーズが再開すると聞きました。これらのプログラムの再開後、イミグレーション市場はどうなると思いますか？
So all the programs under Express Entry are set to resume on July 6th, 2022. So by the time you watch this video, the government would have already opened up the Express Entry, and qualified candidates would have already been invited to apply for permanent residency under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trades Program, and also the Canadian Experience Class. So as most of you know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, IRCC put a temporary pause on the Federal Skilled Worker and Federal Skilled Trades draws, and then later on paused all the Canadian Experience Class draws. But now they're going to be resuming that. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out logistically, because considering how IRCC currently has a backlog of about 2.4 million cases. So simple cases that usually take 1 month to process are taking 3 to 4 times as long. So it'll be interesting to see how long the processing times would be for Express Entry nowadays. Moving forward. But this is really great news because for 3 years or more, many folks from overseas who meet the qualifications have been waiting very patiently for the programs to open. So this is really great news for them. And now they may have a chance to be invited to apply for PR.
ありがとうございます。ジェシカ先生、今日もたくさんの質問に答えてくださりありがとうございます。次のビデオでしてほしいという質問があれば日本語でいいので、ぜひコメント欄にコメントをお願いします。このビデオが役に立ったという方は、ぜひチャンネル登録といいねもよろしくお願いします。
So thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe, and feel free to post your comments, questions in the comment box below. We will read them all, and if we find some questions interesting, we will definitely choose them for any of our future videos. Thank you.